Hi everyone, just here today to take you through a nice little stretch. We're going to work a little bit into the backs of the legs. What you're going to need today is some sort of strap. So I'm going to use a dressing gown tie just so that you've got an example of something at home. If you have a yoga strap, you could bring that along. Otherwise you can use sometimes like a scarf does the exact same job. So it's just something around the house that you can use just to bring kind of below the toes, just to create a little bit of traction. So if you've got something like this lying around, you can grab that and then come and join me on your mat. I'm not going to use it right away. I'm also going to say to you that today you'll notice I've got a nice blank wall behind me. If you have access to a wall, or you can shift a little bit of furniture, we're going to do a little bit of work just using the wall today in order to kind of create a little bit of lift and a really healthy approach to working towards our shoulder stand. So something that you can do at home if you like. If you need to move anything, just pause me now and come back to it, and hopefully it'll be a nice class with a few new things to try out. All right, so when you're ready, again, strap to the side, kind of a space behind you where you don't have too many pictures too high so that you don't knock them over. And yeah, just ready to take on today's practice. So I invite you to close the eyes, relax the shoulders. If closing the eyes feels a little bit out of your comfort zone, just look down. We're just going to start with a few deep breaths. Slowing down the inhalation and slowing down the exhalation. Just get lost in that lovely little bit of breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Taking a few more like it. This time trying to slow down the exhalation a little more. Send the breath down the throat with the mouth closed. Seeing if you can tap into that ujjayi breath if it's something that you practice. Otherwise, just work with me. Inhale and slowly exhale. What we're trying to do is have a breath of equal parts. So the length of the inhalation and the length of the exhalation being as close as you can get. Just take some time here to listen, to smoothen that breath out. And just let go of the day, let go of any worries, any responsibilities and jobs that you have. Just get lost in breath and movement for the next little bit of time. I invite you just to notice the way that you're seated. The legs didn't have to be crossed, just seating comfortably is where we wanted to be. If you need a pillow to lift the hips up and you're feeling uncomfortable, please make the practice yours. I want you to notice how you're sitting. If the back is arching slightly, either direction, breathe in and exhale. Try and straighten that spine. Draw the shoulders down, tuck the belly in, tuck that floating rib sort of under, and feel like someone's drawing the top of your head a little taller. Lovely. Just making subtle, small changes to create some length and some space. Nice job. Inhale. I want you to take the hands wide, fingers wide, reaching out alongside the body and bringing them up towards the sky. You're welcome to start fluttering the eyelids open if you like. Exhale, turn the palms away and slowly, slowly bring the hands down. Nice work. Inhale, reaching up. Draw the shoulders down when you get to the top. Maybe look Exhale, turn the palms away and slowly, slowly draw the arms down. Beautiful. One more time, inhale. Looking up, chest open a little, maybe little back bend here. And exhale, slowly bring the hands down. Just linking a little breath to movement, beautiful. We're gonna bring the hands onto the knees, lean forward, a little stretch of the spine, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathing in and draw the shoulders forward, draw the tailbone under slightly and drop the chin. Feel that nice little bit of a seated cat pose, see how you're feeling. And let everything just sink. Notice any sort of strains or pains. Inhale, lift it up and draw the shoulders down. Breathing in, lean forward. We're going to do a little bit of focus on a stretch, trying to work a little in the spine today. And then we're also going to work a little bit into the backs of the legs, the shoulders. Leaning back one more time. Just trying to get those little niggly bits from sitting on the sofa or working on a chair. Inhale, we're going to reach up with one arm and take, stretch to the side, draw that shoulder down. So notice it wants to creep up, draw it down, create space between the ear and the shoulder. Maybe even look up. Breathing in, coming back to center, reaching up. Draw the shoulder down. Doesn't have to be too far, take it easy to start. Notice where you feel the stretch, breathing in. One more on each side, reaching up. It might be as far as you go. If the body will let you arch, take it as you need it. Draw that shoulder down. 3. Breathe. 2. And 1, coming back up. And switching sides. Draw the shoulder down. If the neck is sore at all, always take your gaze down towards the mat. Coming all the way back up. Beautiful. All right, we're going to use the hands to bring the knees in if you're sat that direction. Otherwise, use the hands, bring both feet in. And if you're seated on anything, you can move it out of the way. We're going to begin with the legs extended in front of us. We're going to reach the legs out, lift nice and tall. Breathing in, bend the knees in towards you. Draw the shoulders down. Exhale, extend, trying to find the feet flexed, chest lifted. Breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Inhale, lift. And exhale, draw it down. We're going to hold it there. Feet flex, toes drawing in towards you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bending both knees. You're going to use the hands and slowly, slowly make your way down towards the mat. Then I want you to bring your little tie or strap or scarf, whatever you've got today. Bring it just to the side of you, ready to grab. Lovely. So we're going to start and begin by drawing the right knee in towards the chest, giving just a little squeeze. Square off the shoulders, breathing in and breathing out. Good, let's switch sides. Draw the other knee in, left knee towards the chest, shoulders dropping, neck comfy. Sometimes we look really like high or back, or we have the chin drawing up. Draw it down. Let everything relax, the cervical spine, that top of the neck. Let it soften. 3, 2, and 1. And switch, and switch. I'm going to get you to switch at whatever pace feels good for you. Just getting a little bit into the joints. 4, breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely work. Bring both feet down. Feet planted on the mat. Knees about hip distance apart. Lovely. We're going to grab our strap. What you want to do, like I said, I'm going to use a tie from a dressing gown. If you've got a yoga strap, grab it, or whatever it is that you want. and that suits you. If you don't have anything, that's okay too. You can just use your hands. We're gonna draw that right knee in, and we're gonna bring the strap just below the toes. And what I want you to do is bring the hands, let them kind of feed through the strap, and let the elbows rest on the mat, elbows drawn kind of towards the body. Good. You're gonna look up towards the toes, make sure the neck is comfy, the lower back is chilled, and when you're ready, all you wanna do is work to try and draw those toes towards you so that foot is flexed. That's your first move. Use the strap to do that, and then we're gonna work to try and straighten the leg as much as we can. Now for some of us, the leg might be way further away from us. Depends on how tight the hamstrings are today. If you've got a little bit more openness, you draw it in to find your limit. Now, I just want you to find some breathing. If the leg is naturally shaking a little bit, that's really common. Make sure you don't lock the knee. The leg is extended, but you're trying to just create a little stretch into the backs of the legs. Lovely. And we're going to take a few deep inhalations here, breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Inhale and exhale. This is really good. It kind of works all the way from the lower back, down the legs, into the ankles and the feet. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to stay there, finding that edge. Make sure the toes naturally want to push into that strap or whatever it is you're using. Try and release in that ankle. Use that little bit of tension. And notice that my elbows aren't lifted. I'm not straining here. My elbows are still resting on the floor. I'm just using that little bit of work in the hands to draw the foot towards me. Beautiful. Now, option to stay here, or you can take that left leg, you can extend it along the mat. Nice one. For some people, it feels too much. Just bend the knee, bring it back, or keep it extended if you like that little extra, kind of down to preference. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Surrender to the stretch, let go of stress with every out breath, using your Ujjayi breath if you can. Beautiful. We're going to bend that leg. What I want you to do is let the strap fall away from the toes, and we're going to extend both legs out. Good. So you're going to line the toes up so that they touch. I know you can't see that in my shot at the minute, but just see if one foot feels longer than the other. Sometimes you get that little bit of length. One sometimes feels heavier and lighter. It's different for everybody, but you can almost stay there a little longer if you want to practice this on your own. We're going to bend both knees, feet planted on the mat. Lovely. We're going to take the other side. So strap. We're going to draw the knee in, bring the strap below the toes on the left-hand side. Slowly let the elbows come down, resting onto the mat. Good. You're going to take your gaze towards that big toe, chin drawing down slightly. When everything's relaxed, you should feel nothing yet. When you're ready, find your little edge of the stretch. So again, the foot might be more extended, it might be more bent, or it might be a little bit more straight. Again, don't lock the knee out. Draw the toes in and find a little edge here. Deep breaths. Slowly exhaling. Now, in my research, Iyengar, who is one of the most famous yogis for bringing yoga from the east to the west, he always said this was one of the healthiest stretches you could do in a day. Really good to release loads and loads of tension, create a little bit extra mobility. So something you can do at any time. Breathing in and breathing out. And holding it really as long as you can. Just trying to relax the back, feel everything quite comfy, the neck. Not working to strain in the face at all, soften in the forehead. Breathing in and breathing out. And relaxing in the temples, in the jaw, not clenching the teeth, just working the leg. That's it. One little space. Again, if you feel that little shake, breathe and exhale. Letting go of negativity or stress with every out breath, with the deepening of this stretch. Good option to extend the right leg along the floor if that feels like a good decision for you. Otherwise, just keep that knee bent. Deep breaths in and out. Trying to create a little length. In and out. In and out. You can almost hear that oceanic sound as you send that out breath, almost as if you're fogging up a mirror down the back of the throat. Lovely work. We're going to bend the knee, let the strap fall away from the toes, and bring both legs out, extending. Lovely. Inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky, and reach the hands alongside the ears. Arch the back slightly. So in this little bit, imagine you can get little gummy bear under there. Point the toes, find a nice little stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. You should feel that a little bit in the back. Toes pointing. Feel like there's a tug of war. Someone's pulling your fingers one direction, toes the other. As you take some deep, deep breaths. Noticing where the stretch is working for you. Lovely. Draw both hands back up towards the ceiling and hands coming down alongside the body, bending both knees. Good. If you've got the wall near you, I'll invite you to kind of make your way there. It kind of works like this. We're going to bring the feet up the wall. So we're going to slowly wiggle. There's no real gracious way to do this. You want to start by getting the hip so that it comes as close to the wall as possible. So you're kind of facing it to the side. You can see the wall here. And when you're ready, you kind of lean back and use a little wiggle to bring both feet up towards the wall like this. Yeah? Everybody all right? So kind of a legs up the wall position is what we're after. And you can see if it feels too much to have the legs extended, then you can change the position by having them slightly bent. We're aiming to have your kind of bum as close to the wall as you can get it. Now there's a few variations here. If you are somebody who suffers with any pain in your back, kind of any sort of sciatica, this is a good one for you. But if just sitting like this feels quite strong for you, I'm just going to roll out of it. I'm going to invite you to bring a pillow or two. Sorry for disappearing. You can have a pillow or two. And what that's going to do is it'll be similar to where you were before, but you're going to place them kind of just in that lower back to lift the hips up here. So you're placing them in the lower, not in the kind of arch of the back, but lifting in the hips, kind of lifting in the coccyx area. So it creates a little bit of stability for you. I'll show you what that looks like. So again, we wiggle towards that wall. We roll graciously or maybe not so graciously, and then maybe lifting in the hips. And you're going to use the pillows just to create some comfort underneath you. And sometimes it's good to use your actual pillows from your bed. But it's a nice little prop as having a wall in front of us. And we can stay there for a moment, nice and restorative pose. Bring the hands out, the palms facing up towards the sky, and take a few deep breaths here. Inhaling and slowly exhaling. Making any adjustments that the body might need. Deep breaths in and out. Again, this is one of my favorite stretches. It's a super healthy stretch for the body. Really nice little inversion. And again, something that's great if you do suffer from any sort of back pain. It's a really nice restorative pose. So where sometimes the poses today don't feel like we're moving quickly or creating a lot of heat, we're actually doing a lot of good work here by staying a little longer, staying and breathing. and just letting gravity do the work. Lovely. We're going to bend both knees here. We're going to bring the feet about hip distance apart. You can bring the palms so they face down alongside the body. We're going to inhale, push the feet into the floor, and we're just going to lift up. So you can lift a little. If that feels too much, just keep the feet flat and keep the tailbone and the lower back comfy on those pillows. If you feel like you can lift up a little and push the hips forward, you can take a little stretch in the back, drawing the chin in, breathing in and breathing out slowly, 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 bring it down. Good. So you gauge if that was too much, if it felt all right, or whether you feel like you can go a little further. Remembering that the practice always is yours. You are in control, and if something doesn't feel good, just stay in a place that feels comfortable and join us for breath instead of kind of pushing. So listen to your body each day. But again, a really nice stretch. If you feel like you just need to get a little bit of work in the spine, we lift up, the chin draws in, look between the knees and push those hips forward. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, slowly, slowly come down. Make sure the head's not moving, keeping you nice and safe here. Lovely. Breathing in, we're going to do it again. Lifting up, pushing into the floor with the hands, hips forward, chin drawing in. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, slowly, slowly bring the body down. Lovely work. Good. Now, if you've taken shoulder stand before, what you're going to do is you're going to take the hands underneath you this time, and as you lift the hips, you're going to bring them so that they're supporting in that lower back, and you're going to walk the hands up the back and bring the elbows in as close as you can get them. From here, that might feel enough. You're going to use the hands to support you. Stay here if that feels quite strong, or maybe lift one leg. Breathing in and breathing out. And bringing the other foot down, maybe switching sides. Squeezing into the glutes, you push the hips forward. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly walk the hands down towards the glutes and slowly bring the body back down onto the floor. Good. We're going to extend both legs. Bring them as straight as you can get them, not locking them. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. Bring the palms open. Let the arms rest on the floor. Notice if you got any sort of increase of your heart rate. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. It's quite strong where we have the chin drawing in as the legs lift up. You kind of get this restriction of breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Lovely work. So I'll encourage you in this next little bit of our stretching to either take some of the movements we've just done, or if you want to add to it, I'll give you one last option if shoulder stand is something that you'd like to try by the wall, or if it's already in your practice, you're welcome to lift all the way up. But at least for those of us that are new, we've got the wall to help. So breathing in and exhale, bend those knees. Inhale, we lift. Option to stay here or bring the hands underneath, walking them down the back. Draw the chin under. Good. Option to stay here. If you feel supported, hips are lifted, you're really rotating to push the hips forward, one leg, and maybe the other leg. And here, trying to be straight, toes pointed. Work those glutes forward. Rotating hips forward. 3, 2, and 1. Sorry, but the easiest position to talk to you in. Slowly bring one foot down onto the wall, the other foot if you took that option, and then unravel really, really slowly. Bring the spine down onto the mat. Should feel quite good if we've been seated quite a bit. Again, all these videos at the minute have been recorded during our COVID pandemic, so sitting is quite common for us at the minute. My next little bit of movement is to bring the feet so that they touch, and let the knees bend slightly. The knees drawing out, or a place that feels comfortable, and just let everything relax here. Welcome to close the eyes. We're going to stay for 5 deep breaths. Just let gravity do the work. Inhale, and slowly exhale. Make any little adjustments if you're not feeling comfy in the back. Chin drawing in, breathing in and out. Two more breaths to make 5. And an option to stay here. If you want to just see what gravity can do, you can extend one leg, maybe extend the other leg outward. If you think, oh, no way, bring both feet back. It's absolutely fine. If again, this feels too much, just bend the knees and let everything rest. So you choose. Option 1 is here. Option 2 is here. Or option 3 is here. And just surrender to the pose, breathing in and breathing out. Allowing yourself to just use the breath and let the pose come to you rather than pushing too much. Inhale and exhale. Lovely work. Now if you've chosen the option 3, similar to my legs, you're going to use your hands behind the knees, bend the knees, and slowly bring the feet back in. Lovely. We're going to turn and roll to one side. You want to find that nice little fetal position. And then we're going to push our way up to come back onto the mat to a comfortable seated position facing forward. Nice one. So that's the first time we've done something like that. Well done. And if that's a pose that you quite like, you can stay in those poses quite a long time, just legs up the wall. If you're feeling quite like you need something in a day, but you don't quite have the energy to do a whole class, legs up the wall is great. If your bed in particular is up against a wall, it used to be like that in my old house, and I used to love just bringing my feet, lifting them up. It's really, really nice stretch and restorative, and something where we don't have to put lots and lots of push in. We let the poses come to us. Awesome. So this time we're going to invite you to find that strap again. We're going to bring the strap in front of us, and we're going to try and bring the hands so that they're a little wider than shoulder width apart, and straight out. Draw the belly in, drop the shoulders down. And just like you're kind of riding a motorbike, we're going to flip the palms away from us, and then we're going to draw them down. So the hands are almost like a fist, where you've got that nice grip. Inhale, lift, and exhale, draw it down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, draw it down. Lovely. Inhale, as the hands are flexed forward, the palms pushing forward, finger kind of knuckles drawing in towards you. You're gonna lift up. I'm gonna find that stretch as we reach back slightly. See where you find that intensity in the stretch and stay there. Breathing in and breathing out. Relax the shoulders down. Again, deep breaths and exhale. If you find that the stretch doesn't feel that strong, you can take the hands a little wider and reach back a little further if you like. Make any adjustments you might need. Keeping those palms flexed, you should feel that stretch all the way down the armpits. Should feel quite strong. But the beauty of this stretch is the impact it has later. Breathe in, Slowly, slowly, slowly bring the strap forward. My favorite feeling is that whoosh we get as we bring the hands down. Open and close the hands. Interlace those fingers and roll those wrists. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Good. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, take the strap wider than shoulder distance. We're going to take the fist down. Take a nice stretch here. Notice the shoulders aren't up towards the ears, they're drawing down. The belly draws in, the back is long. And draw your fists up. Draw them down. Good. Inhale. Lift them up. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw them down. Inhale, lift, and lift that strap up. Okay, so make any little adjustments you need, and slowly, slowly, slowly draw the arms back as far as you can get them till you feel a nice edge of that stretch. Not bending the elbows, keeping them as straight as you can. So it might feel a little bit like strong here, here, here. Find your edge. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep feeling like you're trying to pull the strap apart as such. So you get that little bit of extra strength. If that feels too much, just let that tension go. Inhale and exhale. Breathing and lifting the arms up and bringing them down for that really nice little bit of a release. Good, we're gonna reach the arms up, drop the shoulders down and open and close the hands. And create a little bit of heat in the wrists, in the hands. A little quicker, a little quicker. Breathe, I'm gonna count you down from 10. Even quicker, you've got it. 9, smile. Little iPhone hands or computer hands. 5, 4, keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Interlace the hands and roll those wrists. Beautiful. Good. Let's grab the strap again. Bring it a little wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to lift up, and this time just take a little side stretch, similar to the beginning. Shoulders draw down. Maybe look up towards that top hand. Inhale, use your core and the body to come back to center. And exhale, drawing it to the other side. Feel like you're pulling the strap. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, draw it to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, draw it to the side. Good. Coming back to neutral. Again, if that felt enough, let's repeat that stretch. Otherwise, I'll give you option just for a little extra twist here. Inhaling, exhaling, drawing the strap to the side, and maybe reaching back with that top hand, twisting the body up and open. And coming back to face the front and center. Breathing in. Exhale, maybe take that extra twist. Inhale back and forward, and slowly, slowly, slowly bring that strap in front of you. Lovely, let it go. We're gonna bring both palms up. Use the fingers to draw one hand, those 4 fingers draw it in towards you. Drop the shoulders down. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're gonna bring the palm down this time. Use the hands just to draw the fingers in that direction as well. Nice little wrist stretch here. Other side, flipping it up like you're saying stop. Draw the 4 fingers in. Deep breaths. In and out. Good. Flipping the palm down. Using the hand just to draw the fingers in towards the forearm there. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. And this time we're going to take the strap, we're going to extend the feet as we did before. We're going to take the strap, knees bent. We're going to bring the strap below the toes in front of you. Lovely. Keep the chest lifted. And then you're going to slowly, slowly, slowly try to extend those legs using the strap to draw the toes towards you. Drawing the chest forward and find that little bit of depth in the stretch. Inhaling. Exhale, draw the shoulders down, draw the toes towards you, lean into the stretch. You're drawing the chest forward, toes towards you. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, nice and tall in the spine. Let it go a little, take a little breather. Inhale. As we exhale, draw everything forward. Drop the shoulders down. Find a little bit of rhythm in the breath and that nice forward fold. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming back up. And let's bring the strap to the side. Just let it go. We're finished with it. And we're going to come into one final little twist to help you kind of let go into the back. So we're going to extend the right leg and draw the left knee in. Inhale, lift the chest, use the hands to draw the chest forward, drop the shoulders down. Lovely, good. We're gonna grab a little bit of a hug in that front knee, and then we're gonna take the other hand to bring it back like a kickstand. So you're drawing in, looking at that front knee and twisting away from it. Breathing in and breathing out. Here we wanna send the breath to the belly, in and out, nice little twist. Inhale, come back to center, lift it up, and switch sides. Drawing the knee in. Option to stay here, or you can give that front knee a little hug, so opposite arm to knee, and the other hand comes back like a little kickstand, lifting in the chest, and taking a little twist back. Try and keep nice and tall in the chest. Deep breaths in, and out. Inhale and exhale. Slowly coming back to center. Beautiful work. And unravel that pose. And here's where we'll find a nice little shavasana. So today was a nice little twist and a little bit of work into the spine. If there's any less movement you feel like you need, quite like a little circle here. Just moving, noticing those bits that have released or that are still a little tight. And rolling the other direction. And coming back to stillness. I'll invite you to lie down on the mat to take traditional shavasana, or if you want to stay upright and seated with the eyes closed, a little bit more traditional meditative state. It's up to you. And I'll take you through a little bit of breath work to help you just calm the nervous system and allow the stretch and the breath that we've just done to sink in. When you're ready, if you need a blanket or an eye pillow, or you want to move into the sunshine so you can feel the light on your face, absolutely fine. When you're ready, just begin to close the eyes and start to feel the eyelids a little heavier than they were before. Allow the breath to settle into its natural pace. And just take a moment to notice any part of the body or the mind that might feel a little different than maybe when you started your practice today. Noticing any other parts of the body that might need movement in the next few days. And giving yourself a little pat on the back for just getting on your mat. Whatever time of day, whether it's evening or morning. I think anything goes at the minute with our time and what's kind of happening moment by moment. I invite you just to allow yourself to get lost in the present moment. Listening to the breath and the body. Relax the face, tracing from the forehead, down the temples, releasing in the eyes, the eyebrows, softening in the cheeks and the nose, Imagining any sort of sinus pain softening. Time of year for hay fever. Allow the jaw, the tongue, everything to just be held a little lighter. Allowing the whole of the face to feel a sense of relaxation. Feel the skin. Just settling all the little creases, softening. Relaxing in the neck, tracing down, softening in both shoulders, shoulders to elbows, elbows to wrists, and letting go in every finger, in the palms of the hands, softening in the center of the body, allowing the breath to help you do so. Relaxing in the pelvis and the hips to the knees to the ankles, the arches of the feet, the toes. Maybe joining me in a few minutes of silence here. Letting your breath, your movement, and your stretch, the time out for self-care, just nourish the cells of the body. Hopefully allowing you to feel a little sense of relief. Hopefully physically. And also hopefully in the littlest bit mentally. Allow you to continue to rest in silence. I will bid you farewell. I wish you health and wellness moving forward. I hope the video was something helpful today. And when you are ready to move again, just move slowly. Listen to your intuition, trust your gut, trust your own judgment. Something we should do a little more in our day-to-day lives, and take any less movement that you need. And when you're ready, just make your way up. I'm wishing you a beautiful day. For now, drift and take the time and space for you. Namaste.